I'm hoping you guys can see it. So this is what we're creating today. And I'm going to show you how I created this background. When I first did it, I used watercolor paper to try it. And then I decided I really didn't need watercolor paper. This is my watercolor paper. And I was just trying all different colors. And I know on watercolor paper, even if it's smooth, it has more texture. And I like the smoothness of a stamp on regular cardstock. So I decided to do it on just plain paper. And this is 110-pound cardstock. I'm going to lower my camera just a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. Bring it closer. Sorry, should have made all of these adjustments beforehand, but this camera was not on my computer. As I said, my computer crashed. I'm waiting for a new one, so I'm using an old one. So we're just using 110-pound cardstock. And if you haven't seen my glacé watercolors, they come in these cute, cute, cute little tins, and they are from Emerald Creek, and they open just like this. And watercolor, a little goes a long ways. For this, I actually used my teal. And a tip I always tell you guys is the cover, I work in the cover, so you can see right inside there. This is all dry, but I can reactivate it, which is what I love about watercolors. And I'm using, so I have some water here. I'm using these beautiful water lily brushes from FM Brush Company. I love them. So I just wet my brush a little bit. And I can come right in here. So with watercolor, none of this is ever wasted. You always are able to pick up that color again. I'm going to add just a little bit more. And trying to make sure all of this is on here. But all I did was I started out darker at one end and kept going up and going lighter, so creating that ombre effect. And I want to show you guys after I get some of this on here. So you can just add water and you can bring that color up. I'm not going to do this entire piece, but I just want to show you how you can keep going lighter. And if you want to add more color, you can always go in and add more color wherever you want to. So there are no mistakes. With watercolors, these just kind of blend all together. Mine are heat set watercolors, so I could heat set this right now and it wouldn't reactivate. But because I'm going for that ombre effect, I don't want to heat set it, and I'm just going for it. Now, if I can get this up here close enough, I want to see if you guys can see that shimmer. So my watercolors are called glacé, and they are a shimmering watercolor that are heat set. So that's what I did. I just created these washes of color on the cardstock. And I used half sheets of 8.5 by 11. And I just did a bunch of them. So I did the beautiful amethyst. And you can really see, because this is dry. So because this is dry, you can see that shimmer just a little bit better. So I did a bunch of them, and when they dry, they tend to curl. Okay? So you can put them on a stack of books, or you can just, you know, roll them a little bit to straighten them out. When you put it through the die cutter, it kind of helps to straighten it out. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And I used some of my Gina K Premium Dye ink in Black Onyx. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. And I want to show you the beautiful stamp. So this is from Stampendous. And isn't that gorgeous? I mean, this is a huge stamp. You can use just a little piece of it. You can use the entire thing. I didn't even use the entire thing because I layered it. But I just love this stamp. I want to show you what the other stamp choice I was thinking about using are these adorable snowmen. So with these, I wouldn't do the ombre effect. I wouldn't do the watercoloring, but I would stamp this and then I would use my watercolors to color them in. So I'll have to do that too, but this is just beautiful also. And they're big, giant stamps. So I just take and I put my stamp face side up and I just ink it up. Now, with a large stamp like this, you want to make sure that you get the ink everywhere. And these are very deeply etched rubber stamps. And so I haven't had any issues with getting extra ink down inside where it shouldn't be, because they're so deeply etched, which is nice. And we're just going to try that. So I take this and I want it this way. It doesn't really matter, but I kind of want the snowflake kisses for sure in part of my design. And this is still curved a little bit, but I'm just going to set this down. And when I have a stamp this large, I just take and I rub with my forearm to get a good impression. So that's how I do it, because it hurts if I press down with my hands, but if I use part of my arm, it works really well. And we'll see if we got a good impression. Isn't that beautiful? So quick, so easy. I mean, you could take and watercolor a bunch of these like I did, and then do the stamping process. I do not like assembly line work, but for Christmas cards I do, because I like to send the same one out to all of my family, especially if I hand make them. So this is nice and wide. Now you could take this and you could cut it and you could just put it on a slimline card like this and then add the snowflakes. But I wanted to layer it. I just think I like more detail. So I went with a little thinner. These are both, well, this one is 8.5 inches wide. This one is like 8 inches wide. This is 7 inches, so it's 3.5 inches. So I took a sheet of cardstock and cut it 8.5 by 7 and folded it in half for this one. I like all of the detail on this. This one I think you can make really pretty, adding the snowflakes and adding the sediment and doing all that. But I really like how it pops with the black scalloped background. So I went ahead and I pre-cut a couple of these. I did do an amethyst one, and then here's the teal. And I pre-cut my black. And this is my piece of cardstock that I have folded. But before we, no, I'm gonna layer it and put it on and then do my rhinestones, because that way it's in place. So you can do them before or after. I think I'm going to do the purple because I want to see what the purple looks like. So I'm just going to use my thermal web adhesive and I'm going to bend this just a little bit because it is so curly still. And I'm going to hold it up until I think I have it exactly where I want it. And then put it down. Okay, so that helps flatten it out. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just add my adhesive and then put it on the front. So now I have to decide, this has the dark at the top and I wanted the snowflake kisses, but I really like the dark at the bottom, I think. Let me think about this for a second. What do you guys think? It would be really pretty if it was heat embossed. Yes, Amy, I agree. Nope, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to put the dark at the top because I really want to highlight those two snowflakes. So again, I'm just going to put this down and I eyeball everything. There, like that. So that's the front. And can you see that shimmer? Maybe? Okay, I'm going to show you how to do the rhinestones. Now, Lisa used rhinestones in her live today also. And I wanted to share with you, this is the one that she used. She used the tag one. So this is like, she'll put a link into my store. I have a bundle kit where you get the tags, the alphabet, a package of rhinestones, the brush, and some of the transfer tape. So I have several designs, like I have the tags, ovals, squares, rectangles, which I use a lot. And then I have these go with my Unity Stamp Company rubber stamps. So these are for like quilt making. And this one and the circles. So these are in my shop, but today I'm using this one I designed for Rhinestone Genie last year, and I don't have any in my shop, but if you go to, maybe Lisa can look up and put the link in here. If you go to Rhinestone Genie, if you buy this stamp set, you get a free download of a Christmas tree that this fits on to make cards super easy. And that's a video I did with Rhinestone Genie. I'll see if I can find it and put the link in. But you can do that. And I have the 3 snowflakes that come with it. So these snowflakes are smaller than where I'm going to put them on. It's about the right size for that one. But just having that little bit of bling on there, I think helps. So you need a tray, an aluminum tray. the templates are magnetic, so they stick to the tray, so they stick in place. And then the rhinestones, you just pour them out. I mean, you can pour them all out. You can pour just a few out. The more you have to move around. You take the brush and magically, the first time Dave showed me this, I was just, wow, because it is like magic that they all turn upright. Now, if they don't, you can add a few more rhinestones and do it a little more gently to turn those rhinestones. But then you take the transfer tape, which is reusable. I always save it. And you just commit. You just stick it down. If you hesitate, it's going to move those rhinestones, because if you hesitate and you're putting it down, that adhesive might catch some of the rhinestones, and that's not good. So just commit to it and throw it down. And then pull up at one corner and pull toward yourself. If at any point one of those rhinestones wasn't coming up, you could put it back down, rub a little bit more, and that would totally work. So I'm going to move this out of the way in a place where hopefully I won't step on it. And then as I was getting ready, I went, oh my gosh, I don't have my ironing cloth down here. But I do have this. This is going to be on the blog next month. This is a stripy, let me see if I can get it. Oh, there we go. This is a stripy hot pad that I made for Fairfield World. But I love the back side of it. I wanted this fabric, so it's reversible. You can use it on either side. And there is stuff in here, so it's heat safe. So I'm just going to take this and just stick it where I want it. And put it down. And I do have an iron. Hopefully it's hot enough. And when you do this, you just press. You just let it sit there. You don't move it back and forth, because then you're going to move the rhinestones. So if you have a big area, you lift and press. And on paper, I find that like 15 to 30 seconds, depending, is all you need. If you are doing fabric, it takes 30 to 40 seconds. And then you just pull this up, and then you have your beautiful snowflake with your rhinestones. Now, I would do this one. I would maybe do part of this one. And I did a couple rhinestones earlier and put them on these transfer tape on the backing. You can keep these forever until you're ready to use them. So you can just keep them that way. And then this one, I have the backing down on the floor on my tray, so I'm just going to stick it right back here so it doesn't lose its tackiness. As long as it has the tackiness, you can reuse it. So I'm going to move this out of the way and show you on this one. I did the 2 bigger snowflakes, and then I just took single ones and tucked in there, because I just think it added to the look of this. And to finish this one up, I went ahead and I cut like a small 1/4 inch strip, and then I would just cut it here. And then I would take a piece of this is, I had a die where I cut this out. And then I have this little strip left. And I have this little strip left that I would cut a piece of this off to layer in here also. And I'd put the black in. So I would layer those up. And I would stamp out Merry Christmas, which I already did here. And that is from Stampendous also. And it's from this. They do both rubber and clear. And the sentiments are really nice when they're in clear because you can see where you're going. But I loved this Merry Christmas. And you can see the whole thing didn't fit, like I didn't get that little part of the S, but that's okay. It did not bother me. And then I would put some foam tape behind here to finish this off, which is what I did. I don't know if you can see. It is lifted a little bit, but that's how beautiful that card turns out. And this, you know, this is what I want to make for my Christmas card this year, because I just think it's so pretty. And doing the watercoloring is kind of mindless. You're just doing it and enjoying it, the process. So I'm going to bring Lisa back in here, and then we'll chat just a few more minutes. I hope you guys like the project. I wasn't looking at comments. I'll go back through and look at comments now. I do have, however, I grabbed some other, I did grab some other cards that I've done with the Rhinestone Genie that I'll share with you while we're waiting for Lisa. Like, this is just a super simple card with the circle. You know, it just adds that little tiny touch, you know. So these are different yet the same. I'm going to let Lisa in. Little tiny touch, you know. So okay. These are different.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I was just showing them some of the other cards I've done with the Rhinestone Genie.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Like, this one is done with the ovals. So the first one was done with the circles. And beautiful. I tried to, when I designed these shapes for Rhinestone Genie, I tried to make them card shape size. So this is one of the rectangles. Is that upside down? Yep.
Yep.
This is one of the rectangles. And this sentiment, my heart is breaking for you, is a sentiment set I did for Unity when my youngest daughter lost her baby Dash at 5 months old.
Yeah.
Or not 5 months old. She was 5 months pregnant. So I did a couple different sentiment sets because I also have a son who had a baby, Brody, and so that set is called Brody's Love. And Brody was born and died the next day. He was premature also, but so this one is with the triangle set that I said I did for, I don't know if you can see, oh, there.
Yep.
The triangle set I did with my Stamps for Unity.
You know, so, I have a question about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was checking out that template, because, you know, I have all of Anne's. Oh, my God, I love that one.
I know, right?
And I was wondering if you could do a pinwheel out of that.
Yeah, I have one.
Okay.
So this is a pinwheel.
But I meant a 3D pinwheel.
Yes, Beth Watson did a 3D pinwheel with my stamps.
Okay.
It's
that's right.
Blog. It's on my blog. She didn't do the rhinestones, so you could try that with the rhinestones.
Yeah.
It's really pretty because you could put the rhinestones on the front and the back.
Yeah.
And it would catch all the colors when it's going around.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what you need to do. Yep.
Okay.
So
that would be a beautiful maybe Christmas card if I could figure. Oh, I could figure something out. Maybe not a Christmas card, but maybe a little pretty centerpiece. Oh yeah.
You could.
Oh yeah. Oh, my mind is going. Oh, I
So,
love that.
I mean, these are, just a few of the ones I've done. So I just
Yeah,
grabbed
but
them
they're
quick.
so awesome. The rhinestone genie, is just so awesome to use. I go over and above on it all the time because I love using it. It's just so much. It's so simple to add bling to your cards or your
And we
project.
both like Bling.
Oh yeah,
So
we do.
it
So
it
there's
makes
that.
it makes it easy. So it is, and it truly is. It is so easy. And like on
Yeah.
this one, this is one of the very first cards I ever did with my stamps and Rhinestone Genie. So when I first did this, I stamped both of these, okay? And then I put a Post-it note over them and stamped this one with the 2-inch square.
Right.
But in reality, all you need to do is stamp both of these, and now I just stamped the 1-inch square here and here.
Ah, there you go. You don't even got to mess with masking.
No.
No, and because your stamps butt up next to each other, you're not going to get that white line. It's going to be perfectly stuck together.
Right.
Love that. Love that. See, so now I want to do something with the Christmas tree and the stamp and the snowflake and the pinwheel for Christmas.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
That Christmas tree. So I know Lisa put the link in for Rhinestone Genie. I'm going to see if I can find the direct link to the tree, because if you order this and you use the code Bella, if you use the code Bella, I think he gives you 10% off.
Yeah.
He gives you a discount.
I did put the link in that I thought was for the tree. Let me check real quick.
Oh, maybe it was. It was just going by. It may have been.
Yeah, I put both of the links in. I put that one in and then the home, the home page.
Okay.
So yeah, I did put it in there. Yep.
Yeah. If you order this from Rhinestone Genie, I created a free downloadable card, and it even says Merry Christmas on it. So easy to make your cards. If it was within reach, I'd grab it. But it has the Christmas tree, so then the rhinestones go right along the Christmas tree, and that says Merry Christmas. So how easy is that to make cards too? And you could put a snowflake on the top as a star in like a different color if you wanted. So
that'd be beautiful. The link is in there, and it has the free thing, and then it has the Christmas tree, blah blah blah. It's all there. So
yeah, and I have another one that I sent him. We haven't done it yet, but it's for another card with Christmas lights.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
So yeah, so that would be another free download. So
yeah, love that.
I'm going to see if I can go up on the messages here while we're in here. Oh, yeah, I can.
You can.
Oh, this is nice.
I know, right?
Yeah.
No, it's like so cool. Like,
lovely fonts on those stamps. Yes, Stamp Pendants has wonderful lettering and sentiments.
Beautiful stuff.
Rebecca says she uses the leftover decorative strips like that on the inside of the card too, and on the envelope. That is great. I love to use every little bit. I mean, I'm going to get up for 1 second. I'm going to show you.
Yep.
So I'm not just saying it. I save. I do. I save all the.
I know you do.
Because you never know. Like this piece didn't have any of the snowflake on it, the snowflake pattern, but this would be perfect going down the side of a card instead of ribbon. I mean, I have a flower vase up over here that's tall and round that I keep all my strips, those
in?
little tiny strips in.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because they're tiny, and then I can just go through them. I have some of these little cubbies back here that I keep my squares and circles and that kind of stuff. But yes, I love to save all of this because you never know when you need that little accent piece. So yes, Rebecca, that is great. I mean, and on the envelope too, that is always good. Yeah.
Yeah, don't send naked envelopes. No.
I have on occasion.
No naked envelopes.
Lovely cards, especially with the bling. Yes, Beverly. The bling just, and like I said, I showed you this card here. So, I mean, you could go ahead and layer this up with black and then put your sentiment on it and stuff. But I just think the added detail of putting the black behind just makes everything pop.
Yep.
You know, I mean, this is going to be beautiful because I will use this. I will put rhinestones all over it, but it's not as pretty as
yeah.
So
it makes it pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for slimline cards, everything I've looked, and I know Lisa has looked, there is no set size. I mean, some say 9 inches wide, some say 8.5, some say 8. Yep. And then as far as how high they are, anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5. So I just took how I came up with this size. I die cut my scallop and my top, and then I just wanted a little bit around the edge. That's how I determine things. For this one, this is the entire size of the stamp, and I just went a 1/2 inch bigger, so it was a 1/4 inch around.
Yeah.
So you just have to, like, this will fit in a legal envelope because it's 8.5, and I think they're 9.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Perfect. And I will go through and answer any questions if there were any. I want to remind everybody that on the blog today, we do have our Creative Crafts Linky Party going. So if you do have a blog, go ahead and throw your link to a project in there because we do pick 4 features every single week and share those the following week. This week it's all pumpkins from last week. Even though it's still summer, everybody's feeling fall. Maybe not Lisa because she's at the beach. But here where I am, I mean, I have a sweater on. I can wear my boots again.
I'm going outside today. As soon as we're done, I'm heading out to the beach. I'm just going to sit out there and bake. I haven't been out there for a few days, so it's time. It's time. But I also wanted to remind, well, not remind because I didn't even say it, but we're not doing a live next week because we didn't get our products in time.
We're not doing a live?
No, because remember.
Oh, yeah, I'll do a live.
Oh, okay. Anne's going to do a live next week on something. Yeah, because, well, because I had asked the company to send me the product before I left and they didn't get it to me in time, which, you know, it happens. So it's not a big deal. So I have to move them. And of course I didn't bring anything, you know, to do. So
you have all of my stuff there. You can just come up with something.
I know I could, huh? Maybe I'll have to think about it.
You could.
But I want to save the Christmas thing because I want to save that.
I'm just putting her on the spot here, guys. Don't pay any attention.
I know, right? So I might be here and definitely will. And then the following week after that, we're going to do an interview.
We are. We are.
So
we could see if we could move our interview up.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. We'll let you guys know. For sure, at 2 o'clock Central Time, something will happen.
Yes.
Either I'll be live, or we'll have the interview, or I'll sweet talk Lisa and she'll do something too.
Yes, yes. And she will sweet talk me.
No, you can have a week off. I had a month off.
So I'm such a pushover. I just
No,
love
you're at the beach. You can have a day off. Don't worry.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. I've been working on getting my projects put together for fall.
Yes, I need those.
Yes. So working on those. So I have everything. I'm going to put it in Dropbox for you. So yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I know that both of these lives were an hour, and it does take a little bit longer if you're showing. The Rhinestone Genie is quick and easy to do, but you can't just show that. You have to make something. So
Yeah.
We are so thankful that you guys came, and we hope that you have a wonderful week and take time to be creative, because it is good for your soul.
It is good for your soul. Yep.
Okay.
All
Thanks,
right.
everyone. We will see you next week.
Have a great week.
Bye.